So thanks so much for coming. And I thought, instead of focusing too much on talking here at the beginning, I think we will just practice the elements of noticing how you're doing. And once you notice, that's the key. Then you can choose what you do with that. So I love in Brené Brown's book, The Gifts of Imperfection, which is probably my favorite book. She says that the healthiest people are not anxiety averse. They're not people that don't have anxiety. They're people that are anxiety aware. Because once you're aware of what's going on, then you can choose what you do with it. So today, let's just be aware of our bodies, our spirits, and then we will strengthen from that space. So let's start in child's pose. And today, if you're comfortable, I thought maybe you could do a wide child's pose. So bring your knees a little wider than you normally would. Toes together, sit back, and then reach your arms out and allow your whole heart to rest towards the ground. Take a nice deep breath. And remind yourself that there is no perfect way to look or feel in each pose. So even starting here and maybe what's a little bit different of a pose for you, I want you to notice and then let go of any expectations. So you can move your knees as close or as wide as you like. We're simply inviting our hips to open a little more than they do normally in child's pose. And now let's start to focus on our breath. So on this next breath, without changing it, I simply want you to notice how your body expands, how air comes in naturally all by itself. And then as you exhale, notice your body relaxing. So take another breath, just noticing. And what that does is it calms your mind. It starts to bring you right here, stopping the spinning if anything in your mind has been on repeat. And then take one more deep breath just like that. And allowing our bodies to slow down. I want you to inhale as slowly as you can and then add a little pause. So hold your breath at the top. And then after a moment, exhale as slowly as you can. Empty out your body fully and then add another pause. So do that a couple more times. When you add that pause, not only does it help your mind relax, but it calms your nervous system. And then hopefully from a more present space, I want you to just let yourself breathe and scan down your body. Start at the fingertips or the toes and move inch by inch through yourself. And just notice, what are you carrying? What sensations do you feel in your muscle or your spirit? And I simply want you to be aware of yourself and allow yourself to be as you are. And then when you made it the whole way through your body, simply take a nice deep breath and invite yourself to relax on the exhale. So one more time, a nice deep breath, just allowing yourself to be present so you can flow in a way that supports your body. And then when you're ready, gently walk yourself up and you can bring your knees now back underneath yourself and lift up to all fours to start. So instead of down dog, let's just bring one leg forward and start in a low lunge. So your back knee is on the ground. I want you to wiggle your front foot forward until you feel like the back hip is a little more open and you can line up your knee over your ankle or closer to your heart. And then once you've got that, just take a little bit of a rocking motion. So your hips, they might be a little bit stiff, so just be gentle and rock. And see if you can relax around the jaw and then start that to melt the shoulders back. Yes, great job. And then if you can scan your body here, what could you soften that doesn't have to be tight? So one more deep breath. And then if you want to, really make sure your knees and your toes are lined up in the same direction as well on the back side. So your toes, just make sure they're lined up with the knee. If you want, push your foot down and gently let your knee lift ever so slightly off the ground. And just take one deep breath, opening up the hip. And then exhale, let your knee come back down, and we'll gently shift the hips back, lift your front toes, And do that same little wiggle. So we're allowing our hips to expand. And as you breathe, can you even invite relaxing here? So as we go stronger throughout the class, I still want you to see if you can be aware and then relax what's tight. One more deep breath. And exhale, knees come back together. And we'll switch. So take your other leg, bring it out, and then take as much time as you need to wiggle that foot forward until you feel like your knee is right on top of your ankle or closer to your body. So the goal is just not to have the knee forward. And then reposition until you feel like your knees are in line with your toes. And start that gentle rocking motion. So you can rock your hips side to side, forward and back, up and down. Simply allowing more space to open up in your hips. So depending on your week or your work, your hips can get super tight. Just the way that it is. So the more that we care for them, the more that we create back health, but also emotional health. Sometimes we get things stuck in our hips. So take one more deep breath. And then exhale and come to center. Make sure that your knees and your toes are in line. And if it felt good on the last side, this side will feel good too. You can push down to your foot and gently let your knee lift off. Take a breath. And then exhale, knee comes back down. So front toes will lift. Shift your hips back very gently. And then start to rock again. So now the back of the leg is getting your stretch. And take a deep breath. Do you want to relax your face or your jaw? And one more moment here, just scan your body. What are you holding, or what needs cared for, or what is longing to be strengthened? Just notice. And then gently, knees will bend, bring them back together, tuck the toes and come to your downward dog. Hips lift, shift back, and take a deep breath. So here, before we get really serious about alignment, simply let your body play. You can bend a knee, extend the opposite heel down, and then shift side to side. Rock the hips, rock the chest. What would feel good? Go ahead and explore. And then take a deep breath and see if you can come steady into the body now. So find your downward dog. And we'll train our muscles to be aligned. So push down each finger. Can your mind go through each and every one and give even weight, pressure to the thumb, the pointer, as much as the pinky? And with your strong, more flattened hands, press them down and feel your hips lift a little more. So I want you to feel your heart expand, your shoulders shrug, and then try turning your armpits out. So it's subtle, but that'll help support your shoulder blades against the back. And then soften your knees, simply to let your tailbone feel like it can go out of the body. And take one more deep breath in your strong, aligned downward dog. You look great. And then inhale and exhale, bend your knees, lift your eyes to your fingers, and walk forward to your forward fold. You can always hop if you'd rather. And then shake it out. A little yes and no with the neck, roll the shoulders, do anything that'll feel great. And then 2 cleansing breaths here. Inhale, allow the body to loosen up and out just by expanding the belly. And then as you exhale, allow yourself to sink in simply by emptying. So your hips lift, head goes down. And one more time, simply feel the rhythm of your breath and allow yourself to deepen. Bend the knees a lot, lift the eyes to start your circulation, and then inhale, rise up. So press the feet down to rise and lift. Arms stretch as much as you want, and then exhale and hands come back to center. All right, so we're going to start our first sun salutation. So take a moment and we'll bring ourselves into awareness in mountain. So reposition your feet until they're underneath your hips, knees and toes going in the same direction. And then soften your knees so that you can feel your joints are more supportive, your blood can flow all the way up and down. A nice deep breath in, just feel yourself rise. And as you exhale, I want you to think about your feet and see if you can weight your body weight down a little more. So maybe grip the toes into the mat, push the edges of the heel. And then keeping your knees soft, maintain that pressure into the floor and think upward through the crown of the head. And so what I want you to feel is your abs lifting you up. And now simply let the shoulder blades come back to open your chest. And gently point the tail and the rib cage down. So all those little things that you just did help you feel expanded and supported. So you are a little bit taller and a little bit more open. Now choose where you'd like your hands through this practice right here. So maybe hands of prayer, hands open next to you. Maybe you need a little extra comfort and you want to touch your belly and your heart. And I want you to take a deep breath and just notice, what do you need? What brought you here today? And what does your body need in this moment of your life? And then just take one more deep breath, simply noticing what you need. It can even be just for your spirit or your heart. And as you exhale, I want you to let go of anything that feels tight or is holding you back. And one last breath. Inhale, just breathing in that new intention and focus. And breathing out, letting go and loosening up. And then let's start to flow. So when you're ready, inhale, reach up. So reach up through and with that intention. So as you exhale, dive with it. So all I mean is that if you embodied that phrase or that feeling, what would it change the pose? So hands to shins or under the toes. And inhale, flat back, extend in the way that you need. And then exhale and let it go around the back. Knees bend, step the right leg back. And we'll find our first big low lunge. So reposition again so that your heel is under your knee and the thigh is in the direction of the toes. You look great. Take a moment and breathe and see if you can expand head to back heel. So when you really actively push that heel back, you'll feel your hip lift. So find that space. Adding a little twist. Inhale, left arm reaches up. And exhale, if you want to take it slightly back, allow your hand to go behind you today. And if you're doing that, I want you to notice your knees and bring them back in line with the toes. So you might have to think about squeezing your outer thighs. Shoulders roll back so your heart can be open. One more deep breath, feeling how you opened your heart a little bit more. And then exhale, your hand comes back down. Awesome. Bend your knees and gently sit back to your downward dog. And take a deep breath. So if you want, you can always drop your knees for your child's pose or puppy pose here. So find the pose your body needs in the moment. And now strong hands, feeling yourself balanced from your base. And then from that balanced place, can you lift your hips a little bit higher just by pressing the hands? Take one more deep breath and see what you could relax. And then if you want to flow to plank with me, inhale forward, shoulders over wrists, kneeling or lifted. Hips low, shoulder blades, bring them together in the back and also hug in the ribs. And take one deep breath, just feeling your strength, trusting your body, and being present in the challenge. And then gently exhale the whole way down to the mat. And point the toes back. Awesome. Inhale, lift your heart. So feel yourself, baby cobra, lifting up. Now pause at the top and see if you can extend head to tail. So I want you to button your low belly in and lengthen the back of the neck. And then exhale and gently come back down. So we're going to do that one more time. Inhale, lift the heart. See if your hands can lift too, just to get the shoulder blades back. And then lengthen neck to tail. One more deep breath. And exhale, bring it down. So we're going to stay and reach the arms out like a T and come to a shoulder stretch. So turn your head over to your left and then simply take your left leg, lift it into the air, and you can turn it back behind you. So when you do this, I want you to reach out your right arm. And then your left hand, you can gently push the mat if you want. So where you'll feel it is right here in the right shoulder head. So the front of the shoulder. Yes. And then your left toes can just be on the ground behind you. Hips are open. And take a couple deep breaths. And if there is a gentle little move that you could make to really open the top of your right shoulder, go ahead and wiggle the body to find it. And one more deep breath in. And then exhale, come back to center. And you can give a little shake onto your tailbone. So if you just shake your hips around, that'll open up the low back. And then reach your left arm out. Turn your head to the right. Lift your right leg into the air. And then put it over your body to the opposite side. Let the toes just go down anywhere. And then your right hand can push against the mat. And find that stretch in the head of the left shoulder. And remind yourself there's no perfection here. We're just opening the body, strengthening your body, and being present to what you need. And take one more deep breath. What could you relax to settle in? And then when you're ready, gently come back to center. And we'll push back. And you could flow through child's pose to downward dog. You don't have to rush. But when you're ready, if you want to come to downward dog, go right ahead. And take a few deep breaths. Let yourself relax. Soften your knees. Explore lengthening your back. And take one more cleansing breath. So what would feel cleansing to you? Inhale. And exhale, bend the knees and step the right leg forward. And take your time to find your low lunge, lifted or kneeling. And then once you feel your legs are lined with your toes, we'll inhale, reach the right arm up. Keep your knees in place, so actively think about them. And then you could open your right arm back. So roll your shoulders behind you to see if you can get a big heart opening feel here. The more we open our heart, the more we help our mood and emotions lift. And one more deep breath in. And then exhale, your hands come back to the floor. Knees bend, step forward, and let yourself relax. This time, if you like, bend your elbows and you can hug them. And just notice, how does that change your stretch? And do you like the way it feels? And take 2 more deep breaths. Notice what feels good and just celebrate it for a few seconds. And then gently let the hands go. Bend the knees a lot, lift the eyes, and we're going to come to powerful pose. So sit your hips back as if sitting in a chair and inhale the arms up. And then as you exhale, you can sit in to wherever your body wants. If it wants less, you're going to feel straighter. If you want more, you're going to be deeper. But the goal is to keep the knees and the toes in line and weight pushing into the feet. Hands, inhale and exhale, sweep them back and just clasp them behind to open your heart center. And as you do this, if you do a little back bend, I want you to take your tailbone out of the body. But if you want to be straight, then hug your ribs in to support your front body. You look great. Take one more deep breath, just feeling the power and the opening, strong and balanced. And then inhale and rise up. And exhale, hands come back to center. And we'll find our mountain pose again. So give yourself time to come to your aligned feet to hips, knees, all shining in the same direction. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, find your grounding first once again. Soften your knees, lift the crown of the head. And I want you to take a moment and just notice your body and what changed. Where do you want your hands to support you in this moment? And then take one more deep breath and re-invite your intention, your focus. And then when you're ready, you can open the eyes and inhale, reach up. So when you focus on something, you have more likelihood you'll get there. So exhale, dive. So when we reset, we refocus, we are becoming that thing. Hands to shins or under the toes and lengthen with your intention. Really feel it. Exhale, let it go. Knees bend. We'll step our left leg back first this time. And then find your low lunge. So trust your body. You're able to realign, to notice. You've practiced it. Take one more deep breath. And warrior one feet. I want you to step your back foot in till the heel is down. Feel the edge of your foot touch the mat. And then inhale and rise up. And exhale, take some time. Reposition till you feel like both knees and your toes are going in the direction all together. Yes, you look great. And now start with the feet. Awareness. Can you push down each toe? Can you push down the outer edge of your heel? Keep that base and then lift through the back of the neck all the way up. So you'll feel your abs lift you up when you think about that extension. And now scan your body. In a stronger pose, what is tight? And could you soften a space that doesn't need to be? And then one more deep breath in. And we'll move the hands. Exhale, clasp them back, and then press them down just like you practiced. So again, realign your knees if you feel like you've lost it. And then if you want to back bend, take your tailbone back, and then you can lift your heart and let the neck be an extension of the spine. So chin might be tucked. If you want to feel a little straighter, tailbone down and ribs hug in. Take one more deep breath, just feeling your heart open and your body lift. And then when you're ready, inhale, reach up. So everything rises up. You can straighten your legs. And then exhale, open to warrior two. So just take your time to turn your hips open to the side, the long edge of your mat. And then knees and toes over to your right. And then arms will come out. So take a few moments. Where do you feel grounded? Does your knee feel okay? Is it shining in the direction of the toes? Both sides. And then here we ground again. Exhale, feel the feet. Can you ground down? And then inhale, can you lift the back of the neck? Can you feel like you're lifting and lowering all at once to get elongated body? And then your eyes can just gaze down your right arm, seeing your strength, feeling it, trusting it. And as you breathe here, do that same body scan. So I want you to notice what could you soften so that your strength and your energy can be where you need it. And then one more deep breath there. And we'll come to Sun Warrior. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, slide your left arm back. And I want you to notice your tailbone. And if you feel like it's coming under your body, just take it out. Give yourself a little more freedom there. And then lift your heart center up. So feel your abs really helping you. It's amazing how every pose your core can support. And then relax again, shoulders back, face soft. One more deep breath. And then inhale, rise up. You can straighten your front leg. We're going to come to triangle. So if you want, I always like being a little shorter stance here. I feel like I'm too far. So you can wiggle your feet towards each other. And then soften the knees. And when you're ready, you'll reach your right arm forward and then tilt down. And we'll take time to get there. So once you're there, reposition until you feel like your feet and your knees are shining in the same direction as each other, even on the back leg. And then roll the shoulders back. And here you want to extend head to tail. So sometimes that feels like taking your right hip back towards your left heel. And shoulders back. Awesome. One more deep breath. Feel the expansion of your heart center. And then inhale, thank the body for all it's done. And exhale, we'll sweep your arm back to the mat. Knees bend, back heel lifts, and step back to your downward dog. And then relax. Here you can stay in down dog or come to child's pose. What do you need in this moment? Strengthen your hands, soften your knees, lengthen your tail upwards. And then ask your body or your spirit, what is it that you need right here? And can you provide that? Take one more deep breath. Let it go. And then if you want to flow through your vinyasa again, we'll inhale forward to plank. So find yourself shoulder over wrists. You can be kneeling or lifted. Shoulders, let them connect in the back. Hug your ribs in, and then take one breath in your power. So stay in the challenge, you've got it. And then exhale, slowly lower. You could come halfway or all the way. And then inhale up to either baby cobra or up dog this time. And whichever you pick, pause for a breath and lengthen out head to tail. And exhale back to your downward dog or child's pose or anything in between. And take 2 cleansing breaths. Just practicing caring for your body. And then when you're ready, breathe in. And exhale, bend the knees, step the left leg forward, and we'll find our low lunge on the other side. So take your time. Line up your heel, your knee, toes, all same direction. And then warrior 1 feet when you're ready. Back foot comes in until the heel goes down, and we'll inhale and rise up. And take some time, reposition. Where do you feel good that your hips, your knees, your toes are all going in alignment in the same direction? And no rush. And then once you feel like you've lined up your legs, take a deep exhale into the feet. Ground your body. Feel your grounding. And try to maintain that feeling in your toes. And then lift up through the crown of the head. So start to get the core engagement. Knees are soft yet supportive. And take 1 more deep breath here. Stretching the arms, stretching the hands. And when you're ready, exhale the hands back. We'll clasp behind. You can switch which fingers on top if you can remember. It's always hard sometimes. And then once you've got it, what do you want with your back? Do you want the little back bend? Tail back, heart up, just to get a little more of an opening? Or do you want more of that strong feel, tail down, ribs in? So find what your body needs or wants. And then be mindful of your feet again. Did you lose connection with the outer edge of the heel? Find your grounding and stability. And then take 1 more deep breath, just cherishing the way you're opening your heart center. And when you're ready, inhale, reach everything up. Strong legs, and then exhale, open to your warrior 2. And again, no rush. It can take some time. Once you've got it, you want your heels and your toes, knees all shining in the same direction. And then arms can reach out. Nice deep breath in. And exhale, lengthen and ground your toes, your heels. And then here, head to tail, can you get just a little bit longer? Can you feel your core help you there? And then shoulders back. Yes, you look great. So take your eyes down your left arm and start to breathe. Focus on the strength that you see in your body. And then remind yourself of your intention here. So if you already held it in your body, whether that's strength or confidence or grace or peace, how would this pose feel? Start to get it into the muscle so you can trust it. And then 1 more deep breath. Inhale. And exhale, sun warrior. So back arm goes down, front arm lifts up. And if you want less, you just straighten your legs. If you want more, you deepen in. But notice your knees. If they moved at all, can you line them up with the toes again? And now make it yours. Shoulders roll back, tailbone out of the body. Your heart lifts. Feel expansive, wrists to heels. And take 1 more deep breath, just grateful for your body and all that it has done. And then inhale, we'll rise up. And exhale, take some time to find where you're going to have good footing for your triangle. So knees soft, hips will tilt back, arm reaches to the left, and then we'll tilt our left arm down, right arm up. And just get yourself enough there that then you can learn and reposition. So reposition to your feet. Feel like your knees and toes are in alignment. And then start to play with lengthening your tail to your head. So can you take your left hip back to your right heel? Can you roll your shoulders back to feel more opening wrist to wrist? Soft knees. Take 2 expansive breaths. And what can you thank your body for right here, right now? And then 1 more deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your hand back to the mat. Back heel lifts. Bend your knees, step forward, and relax in your forward fold. If you want, you can hug behind the knees and really bend them to help your back round. And breathe deeply. Feel yourself sink with each exhale. And take 2 more breaths, giving yourself enough time to really deepen and cherish the pose. And then gently let your hands go. Bend your knees, lift your eyes first, and inhale, rise up. If you want the little back bend, go ahead. Tailbone back, and then heart up. And exhale, hands. Come back to heart center. We're going to do a few balancing poses together next. So I'll just face forward. You can face however. So take a nice deep breath. Notice again maybe what changed or how you're feeling in this moment. Balance can sometimes be the trickiest moment of your practice. So set an intention to give yourself grace and to just be here with you. And then when you're ready, I want you to bend your knees. We're going to shift our weight over to your left leg first. And then start to spread that foot. So again, ground all 5 toes and the sides of the heel. Roll the shoulders back. Soften the knees a little bit deeper. We're going to wrap to eagle pose with the right leg. So right leg comes over your left. You can touch down or lift up or try to wrap behind. And then arms, inhale, spread them wide first just to feel that expansion. You're here, you're present. And then exhale, right arm under your left. Bend the elbows and hands can go up. So you can touch your palms if that's there for you, but you don't have to. And I'll take a deep breath in. Lift your elbows up and see if you can drop your tail. So feel a stretch in the back. Feel the dance in your ankle. And take one more breath, just thankful for your body of trying this, of being right here, present with all that's going on. Another deep breath in. And as you exhale, tilt forward, allowing the fingertips to come front and your back to round vertebrae by vertebrae. And go as low as you'd like, and then take a pause. And again, notice what's happening. Is your ankle dancing? Is this difficult? And especially if it's difficult, I want you to just notice how your body's doing. And can you soften something? Can you make even a challenging moment in your life feel okay and safe? You've got it. You're here. Trying is the goal. One more deep breath. And it's okay if you need to touch down. So the next move is just inhale, rising. So see if you can rise just as slowly. I know it's tough on that grounded leg. A lot of strength. Yes. And then gently open. So open the whole body. So I call this 5-pointed star. So all your points are out. And then we'll bring it to dancer's pose. So we're going to bend the right leg and the right hand will come to find your ankle or your thumb to big toe. And then bend your standing knee and come forward. And here maybe turn your left palm up and roll your hips towards the mat. And with your palm up, it's just saying that you are accepting and welcoming of all that comes. And it's okay to touch down, take breaks. And just take one more deep breath. Can you thank your body for trying, for being here? And then inhale, rise up. And exhale, let it go, and shake it out. Again, balance can be the hardest part. So if your toes are really tight, tuck your toes under and just kind of rock that foot back and forth. Give yourself a break. And then a cleansing breath. So bend the knees, inhale, rise up, and exhale, dive down. And then inhale, lift as if this second side is brand new, allowing your body to be surprised. All right. So you can give it another shake if you need. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you're ready to exhale, find your weight onto the right leg. And then expand all of your toes, the heel. Just feel like you're grounded. You're gripping the mat. And then open your heart. And when you're ready, knees bend and left leg wraps first. You could touch or you could lift. And then when you're ready, inhale and open the arms. Maybe palms up even here. Tail down, head lifts. And take a deep breath, just being present and accepting of all that's going to happen. Inhale. And then exhale, left arm under, elbows bend. And as you're ready, hands just wherever you want. So find what feels good in this day. Inhale, lift the elbows. Feel the expanse of your shoulders. And sometimes you can drop the tail here and get your spine even a little longer. Take a deep breath. What could you soften? And then inhale. And as you exhale, start to lean forward ever so gently. Fingers lean front. Your back rounds. And go as slow as you'd like. Sometimes the slowness is the challenge. And then once you've found your edge, just stay with yourself. What is your experience? How are you? Where could you let go and relax? Where could you create acceptance, permission, and care? One more deep breath, you've got it. And then if you want to practice balance on the rise, inhale and lift just as slowly. Thank your grounded leg for all the strength it's exhibiting. And then when you've opened, everything opens up. So that 5-pointed star, just feel your whole body release. Yes. And exhale to dancers. Knees bend, your back hand, so left hand holds your ankle. And then right arm reaches forward and flip your palm up. Gently turn the hips to the ground. Soften your standing knee. Where could you add space in your body? And then 2 more deep breaths. Can you thank your body for what it's doing right now? You are courageous and strong. 1 more deep breath. And then inhale and rise up. And exhale, let it go. You did awesome. So without any effort, inhale, lift up. Thankful for your body. Letting all the stress go. Exhale, dive down. Brand new. Hands to shins or under the toes. Inhale, lift your back flat. And exhale, let it go. Knees bend. Step your right leg back. And we're going to come to Pigeon Pose. So tuck your left leg up into the air and then come to sit. So you can sit onto your left butt cheek and have both knees bent if you want. And if you are able and you'd like to, you can straighten your right leg. So that's an option. You don't have to. You can have both knees bent. Yeah. So if you just sit on your left side, you'll be able to get there. And then wherever you're at, you can flex your foot if that feels good, or tuck it in if you want it to be gentler. Inhale. Press your hands enough to lift the back of the neck. So just feel like you helped yourself extend your spine. And then exhale, explore how much opening you have in your hip by walking your right foot back like an inchworm. And then 1 more deep breath in. We're just going to let ourselves rest for a moment. So walk your hands down. You can either extend them or kind of cross your arms to make a pillow. And allow yourself to breathe. And you don't have to come down far. And then just notice your body. And now notice your mind. What is it saying about your body? And can you change the script to be one of love and of the truth that you are wonderfully made? And then take 2 more breaths. And I want you to give yourself time to let muscles go. So fully relax. And then inhale and slowly walk up. And we're going to do that again. But this time, if you like, you can bend the back knee and hold on to it as an option. So it's your same side hand, so right hand to right ankle, just if you want. Now square your shoulders to the short end of the mat. Maybe play with the way you're holding your foot. And then inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to rest 1 more time. So just give yourself a second chance. With or without your back foot. And as you rest here, being your second time, are you able to sink a little bit deeper just because it's familiar and you're a little bit warmer? Scan down your body and what could you let go of that doesn't need to be gripping or tight. Keep learning that way of nourishment within. If you do have your foot, gently let it go. And when you're ready, slowly breathe in and walk your body up. If your back knee is straight, just bend it in for a moment. We're going to take a twist. So we're twisting away from your feet, so just turn to your left, and then your right hand can gently push against your thigh, and you can turn back. As you exhale, roll your shoulders back. Take your belly in and think long and high through the back of the neck. One more deep breath. And then exhale and come back to center. And here, take your hands back, and I want you to just wiggle your knees side to side. So you're just going to loosen up the body, loosen up your hip joints. Yeah. And then if you want to get a butt massage, you'll lift your toes off the mat and then start to rock back and forth. So just another breath, doing whatever your body wants here in between sides. And then when you've had enough, take your knees and place them over to the right side of your body. So now we're getting ready for our pigeon here. So both knees are bent, feet over to your left. And if you want to extend your left leg, here you can start to do that. And then use your hands to lift and lower and reposition until you can turn your chest to the short edge of your mat. And then we'll start with that growth. So use your hands, a little gentle pressure into the ground. See if you can lift the back of the neck. Shoulders back. And then we'll start that inchworm. If you want, can you take your left knee back a little bit more? And then one more deep breath in. And we start gentle. So walk it down until you're at where your body wants to rest. So it doesn't have to be the whole way down. And then find where you can let go for a few moments. And in this first round, simply focus on the softening. Focus on being right here in this pose. The more you let go, the more your body can rest and your hips start to unwind. And take one or two more breaths. Can you relax your chest, your jaw, your face? And then when you're ready, inhale and rise up. And then we'll start to explore if you want anything else. So maybe you want to take the foot back more. Maybe you want to flex the one under you. Or maybe you want to bend the back knee and hold it with your left hand. So wherever you are, square your heart to the short edge. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, come back down for a second time. And then let your body nestle in. And here on this second time, can you give yourself a little more permission to relax, to trust your body, and to trust the process? With each exhale, simply focus on letting go of your breath and your muscles. And take one more deep breath here. Just be, just feel, and allow. And then if you have your foot, you'll let that go first. And inhale, start to walk it up. And then exhale, sit to your right side. And this time, sweep your left foot in. So now you can put your feet together, knees wide. Nice butterfly or cobbler's pose. And use your hands to help you lift and sit your sit bones back or to walk your flesh behind. And then hands will come back and we'll lift our heart up. And just breathe your hips open. Feel the power of opening your heart. And the peace of letting yourself be in this pose. 2 more breaths. Bring it back to the start. Can you simply watch the way your body breathes? And then when you're ready, you'll start to lean forward again. And we'll take our knees and send your legs long. So this time, do the same thing about taking your sit bones back or using your hands to lift your sit bones back. Knees could be bent if that helps you be on your sit bones, but if you can stay there and straighten them, go ahead. Now we're going to take a long breath. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale, reach forward, and then allow your body to fold. And tuck your chin. And with each exhale, get heavier. So just allow yourself to relax and to breathe out. And I want you to notice your body here. What do you feel in the back of your body? It's amazing the tension we hold without being aware of it. So I love when there's poses like this that all of a sudden you can notice if there's tension in your spine and start to breathe and allow it to relax. Take one more deep breath, giving yourself time to let go. When you're ready, inhale and slowly start to walk it up. And then exhale, just roll the shoulders back. And we're going to come to lay on our back, so make sure you have room. And if you want to work the abs with me on the way down, we will do boat pose. So if not, just go ahead and lay back. But if you want to work the abs, bend the knees so they're up in the air and in line with your hips like we do for our alignment principles. And then roll the shoulders back. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under to start to use the abs and round your spine. And your hands can help by holding the thighs, or you can have them out. And then pause about halfway down. See if you can spread your heart. Take a nice deep breath. Feel your boat prep. You could stay here and maybe just put the toes down, lift the heels for a little more, or lift the legs up parallel, or straighten the legs out for a full boat. And then take 2 deep breaths, choosing where you feel like you're working your belly in the way that you like. And then when you're ready, you can exhale, lay down, and reach your arms the whole way overhead. Let your belly pop up. Feel breath all the way from your heart to your hips. Just stretching your abdominals, grateful for this moment. Gently bend your knees and hug them in. Lift your head for a moment, only to lay it back down, and that'll help your neck get long. And now make little circles on your tailbone. And coming for a deep twist, lengthen out your left leg, hold your right knee. Inhale. And exhale, cross your knee all the way over, almost as if you're going to put it in your left armpit. And then turn your head to the right. And with each exhale, ground your right shoulder. Relax your jaw, your face, your knees, and soften your hands. And then take a few deep breaths. I really want you to think about the exhale and hugging the belly into the spine. So that'll massage your inner organs and release whatever is stuck. And then gently bend the knees, come back to center, and do that same hug. You can lift your head, lift your tail, and then exhale, lay your spine back down straighter. Take your right leg long this time, hug the left knee in high, and then cross your left knee high into the body, and turn your head to the left. Arm can be wherever you like. You can even hold your body in a way that's comforting. And with each exhale, focus again on breathing out and hugging in. And can you soften your face and jaw? Relax your hands. And take 2 more deep breaths, giving yourself permission to be here and to enjoy it. And then gently come back to center. And when you're ready, make that little ball again, maybe with a little less effort. Then lay your head back down. And for a few moments, we'll send our legs up. Put your hands right underneath your tailbone. And exhale into legs up a wall pose. And allow yourself to really be held. Feel the ground holding your back and your neck and sink into it. Feel the comfort of when your legs are up in the air, that your circulation gets a break. Your heart and your brain gets fuel. Your emotions become more balanced in this pose. and it even helps you with insomnia. So simply take a few breaths to allow yourself to be given the gift and to receive it. Where could you let go a little bit deeper for another moment? And then first let your hands go, and you can hold your knees together if that helps, and then bring the feet to the mat. So when the knees rock in, that'll protect your low back and kind of support you. And then find your most relaxing position in this moment. So it can be different every single day that you do this practice. And then once you're there, take a nice deep breath. We're going to practice awareness, because through practicing awareness, we create a calmer, more responsive, and less reactive life. So take a moment and once again breathe in, but this time be aware of it. Notice the way it rises and falls. And then we'll start to use our awareness to deepen this practice. So start by noticing every single sound that you can pick up. The little ones, the loud ones. And just practice observing. So not reacting to those sounds, but simply being aware of your surroundings. And then again, take a nice deep breath and see if you can exhale and really feel your weight sink deeper. And then we'll come a little bit more inside the body and notice sensations. So how many textures and temperatures do you feel against your skin? Are there any tastes and smells? Levels of light and dark behind the eyelids? And stay with just noticing for a moment, practicing this ability to not react, but to get to be aware and then choose how to respond. So one more sensation. What else can you feel against your skin? And then notice this next breath, the way you lift and letting yourself exhale into relaxation and coming even more deeply inside. Start to notice the way your forehead feels. And as you breathe, exhale and let the muscles in the forehead relax. And then take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, let the muscles behind the eyes, the cheeks, and the jaw relax back. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel your head and let it sink back and loosen your neck. And then breathe in. Notice your upper back and chest. And as you exhale, let that part of your body ground and your heart spread. And then breathe in and notice your arms and your hands. And as you exhale, allow them to feel heavier, sink down, and relax. And then breathe in again and notice your whole belly and back body. And as you exhale, let your torso melt, feeling surrender and calm. And then inhale and start to notice your hips and glutes. And as you exhale, just let your butt sink back and your hips spread wide. And then lastly, breathe and feel your legs and feet. And as you exhale, let them sink into wherever they're touching the ground and to feel safe and loose. And then notice your breath. For the next few moments, let your mind rest intently on your breath, noticing every nuance and how each one is different. So be aware of the lift and the lower and the switch. And as soon as your mind wanders to a thought or a feeling, that's okay. Just be aware of it. And then bring your attention back to your breath over and over, trusting that this is remaking you into a calmer, wiser you. If your mind wandered, bring it back to your breath. One more moment. Simply let yourself be awake, aware, and calm. And now becoming a little more aware of your body. Notice how you feel. And I want you to soak in what feels good, what feels healthy, what feels strong and pleasantly tired. And just take one more moment and practice gratitude for this very body that has carried you through every moment you've had to face. And with thankfulness, start to move your fingers and toes. Very grateful that they're moving by a simple miracle of a thought. Then you can roll your wrists and your ankles to wake up your body a little more fully. And then what would feel really nice? Take a movement that's going to help your body wake up. Maybe you want to hug. Maybe you want to sway, rock, stretch. In time, roll your body to one side and allow yourself to rest on that side for a moment. And as you breathe out, see if you can feel a little bit heavier. Notice how the ground is holding you. Notice how your belly is still moving with each breath. Your body, it's holding you alive. And notice the air and how it touches your nose and then out your mouth. Everything is supporting your life. Take one more deep breath just to be. And grateful for this break. Start to press and sit yourself up, becoming a little more aware of your life. And then find yourself in a nice tall seated position. And finishing together, we'll inhale and reach up. And exhale, namaste. So thank you so much for doing this. I hope that you feel a little more balanced, aligned, strong. I'm just so grateful.